What's up, Phil? Miss you too, my man. Miss you too. I see Evie joined us too. What up, prima? I'm gonna type it out real quick. Love you too. And text me anytime. Still got the same number. Alright, I'm not sure if you guys can hear because I'm not listening. I'm just going off of what I got going on. Enjoying the music. Welcome to the Hey Rockstar Network. We're doing a live episode today on Saturday. You know what that means? I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. Phil just said, love you, dude. Gotta run, but wanted to shout out. Much love. Much appreciated, Philip. And for those of you who are wondering, where is he talking to him? Philip was streaming us just now on Instagram. Welcome, y'all. If you are watching on the Instagram, by all means, go ahead. If you post anything, I can read on my secondary monitor. But if you are catching us on Facebook or YouTube, I can comment right here. What do this guy say? Rest in peace and tears until it's done. Jack Richardson. Grand. Alright. Let's well, this looks like a YouTube video and service live stream. Damn, this guy's good too. I appreciate that. I have nothing but lovely things to say about anyone's mother, because I'm all about empowering and speaking life into situations. Have a great day, man. Have a great day. Oh. And if for some reason your mother's gone, you know, much strength and love to you and your family. And hopefully she's proud. I'm sure she's darn proud of you. Alright, hello to oh sorry. Let me share what I'm reading on. For those of you who jump on YouTube, Jack just said, well, this looks like a YouTube video and service live stream. Damn, this guy's good at doing it. Thank you. Oh, appreciate the sub, Kayla. Are you from our Focus Rep group? If so, welcome to the stream. That's a whole nother bag of worms. So let's just jump in. There's gonna be a lot of people jumping in. Colton, hi to you. Hi to you. Thank you for jumping in. Awesome. Appreciate you jumping in. I'm just gonna jump on for a few minutes, 20-25 minutes, to share my results. I've been meaning to talk about this with the group because, to me, the last time I did the Carnivore challenge, I found that it gave me immense mental focus, and I think that helped a lot with neurodivergent people. Although I know last time they were talking about supplements and all those fun stuff to help that. So I'm trying it again, jumping in again to do another 90-day challenge for health reasons, or for me, just because I love the way I physically felt. I love the way I mentally functioned, and my sleep improved. I stopped snoring. I did all these things, and I just need to get back. And I fell off the wagon in the holidays simply because life is good. You know, we were about enjoying the now, enjoy the moment. And during the holidays, you know, especially in the Latino culture, we have our sweet breads, we have our sweet drinks, we have all the festivities, all the candy, all the goodness amongst the traditional Christmas stuff or the holiday stuff. And I like to celebrate all the holidays. You know, I celebrated Hanukkah, I celebrated Kwanzaa, I celebrate them all. I'm all about living and enjoying life, my man. So that's or everyone. So welcome. Let me just share what's going on to everyone. Oh, speaking of people that I admire, Coach Jacob Bruce is giving us a shout out all the way on Instagram land. Let me lower the music down a little bit just in case it's too loud. I kind of like having it on in the background. It's very, very low, very subtle, but it's there just to kind of keep us in a good pace. You know, by looking at what I have in my room, to answer Kayla, look at everything in my room. My favorite color is actually green. My favorite color that I love so much is green. I don't have much around me, but like I do have green things, green clothes, and I might not always wear it, but as far back as I remember, green is my favorite color. But that's the way my mind works. What's up? Okay, so let me just share the update, and then I'll go back to the chats. This is already fun. Any kind of conversation you want to add on, or anything you want to add to the talk, we'll go back to it. Let me take a swig of my unsweet tea, and let's go on. So, for those of you who want to know what this is about, my name is Josafat Emiliano. I'm the host of a show called Hey Rockstar, which we are now rebranding as the Hey Rockstar Network. It's a show where I highlight the life and the lessons learned by leaders and entrepreneurs on their adventure and what they're building, and pulling all this value and sharing it with other would-be leaders and entrepreneurs, people who would like to just start something and are just looking for the motivation, inspiration from other people's stories. However, I've had to put a pause on that for many reasons, which I explained on the week 0 update when I started all this, on why I've been MIA for a bit, almost a whole year, because of just life changes. It's still there. I'm gonna relaunch. I'm gonna rebrand. I have a long list of business leaders, coaches, and just people who want to share their stories. And I need to get organized and get them situated. And we're gonna start sharing a lot of multiple stories once the rebranding is complete. And we're already working kind of on that, thanks to my new connections. However, I wanted to go back on a 90-day carnivore challenge. Like I said, the first time I tried it before the holidays, a lot of healthy things happened in my life. First of all, I lost 50 pounds just by diet change. I didn't focus much on exercise, but I did do the diet and focus on it. And apart from just the weight and the inflammation going down, my mental focus was at its best. My sleep had become so much better. I had stopped snoring. I had stopped feeling certain aches, and my body was just healing. I was feeling my very best at the time. However, I knew that I was planning to just let loose during the holidays and not really be so restrictive, and it's okay. I was still very, very good. I did gain about 15 pounds. But that's because of the sugars and the carbs and other things that, cause your body to just inflammate, or to hold on to water, water retention. So I knew that jumping on it again was going to help my body change. And I knew I was going to lose pretty quick towards the first few weeks, simply because most of it's just water retention, and my body just needed to let go again once I eliminated sugars and starches. But it's been a challenge for life and reasons, and it's kind of hard to get back on the horse the second time around, but I'm trying to do it. With that said, let me just give you the stats. Last week when we weighed in, I came in at 290 pounds, and today I weighed myself this morning at 287. So technically, if you want to be more detailed, last week it was 290.2, and today was 287.4 for a total weight loss of 2.8 pounds. Now I'm gonna say that's an accomplishment, because this week I was not faithful at all to the carnivore diet. Let me tell you what happened. I was faithful, at least try to stay faithful enough to work out every day. I couldn't the first 2 days. So came Monday, I went off to the office, and on my way to office, I stopped at this place that I love to stop for a big breakfast burrito. Get my egg and bacon and cheese, and it's usually a hearty meal. But remember how I said last time I did the carnivore, I didn't load up properly at the beginning, so I said to myself, you know what, I need to eat more so that I won't struggle the rest of the week. And I decided to do 2 burritos. One was bacon, egg, and cheese. The other one was sausage, egg, and cheese, which I usually have no problem in the past. And this time though, I omitted the salsa. I didn't want to put that in. I don't want to add extra stuff. I just want salt and the protein and the fats, and just enjoy let my body do what it needs to do. Of course, the tortilla, we give grace to the tortillas. Anyway, I don't know what happened, but later on that day, almost in the evening, I had a relapse in stomach problems. Ooh, almost 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I remember one Sunday night, I was in pain. I couldn't go to sleep. My stomach felt like it wanted to explode. There was no release. My body was not digesting what I'd eaten that day, and it wasn't letting it go through. It wasn't letting it come. And I tried to vomit. It wouldn't even let it come back out. I mean, sorry to be so graphic, but like, let's just say it's just building pressure, and it was a piercing pain. I decided to go to the ER because I didn't know what else. And they ran a lot of tests to try to figure out what was wrong with me. They did a full body scan. That's when I realized everything in my body was actually doing pretty well, except for whatever it was that I ate that my body was saying, "Nuh-uh, this thing, we're gonna trap it here. We're not gonna let it out this way nor out this way." It's stuck, and it was building up. It was painful. It was painful. But anyway, eventually, the doctors gave me some kind of anti-gas pill that was able to help out. I don't know. I was 8 hours in the ER while they ran all these tests and checked, and I just tried to sleep. And finally, when they released me, I had an extra day off from work and stayed at home and just let my body just heal, and I ate nothing. And eventually, whatever was there was eventually broken down enough that my body finally says, "Okay, we'll let this slide." And it took about a few days of recuperation from that. Anyway, it was just a very painful time. Well, I started feeling, fast forward to Monday, it reminded me of that time. However, passing gas. But nothing really solid was coming out. And finally at one point, it was like almost at 10 at night. Oh, and I also started getting fever. I had the stomach hurt and this fever, and I'm like, it was just not a fun time. And so Monday was just, other than those burritos, I don't know. But finally, around 10, I finally forced myself to vomit, and nothing really came out except liquids and something sluggish or slimy, which was probably whatever was left over the burrito. But just that release of that pressure was enough to give me release. And around 11 that night, the fever broke, thankfully. And then I was able to sleep, but it was a restless sleep. It was not a good sleep. Kept waking up every hour, and it was not good. So until that time, I hadn't heard anything about me having to go off to the field, so I just assumed it was gonna be another office day. So in the morning, I was gonna request if I could just work from home and just kind of watch myself and let my body recuperate. That was the plan. But of course, at 8 o'clock, at 7:30, they called me up and say, "Hey, they need some safeties out in the field. They're gonna be working under gas." And I'm like, and I was okay. I was kind of more bummed out because I kind of had already was looking forward to staying at home, working from home. But I'm like, you know what? Let's go do it. And I went, and I was kind of weak because I didn't eat anything, and for the next 2 days, I still didn't eat anything, just because I was so. And I didn't work out Monday or Tuesday because my body was just weak and recuperating from whatever it was that hit me suddenly Monday night. But thankfully, I think it was Wednesday night, I finally felt enough courage to eat something solid. I grabbed a sandwich at a Subway. I went for the chicken bacon ranch, and I added all the spicy stuff, the jalapenos, bell peppers, pickles, all the pickle stuff. I had it in there, and I did feel my stomach go, but it didn't like cause a relapse of what happened. And then finally, the next day, I ate a little more solid, a little more protein, and I was feeling up to par. But let's just say I still had a cookie here. I had some that's about it, cookies and bread. Thankfully, I didn't get anything sweet to drink. as tempting as I was, but still. Oh, either way, all that to say, finally, maybe it was like when, yeah, Tuesday. I managed to work out as much as I could, but I said, look, I just want to do as much as I can till my body says no more. I'm not gonna try to push to break my record, because I've been progressing every day in my workout. Going a little further, doing a little more reps, doing a little heavier resistance. Just forcing my body to get stronger with time. But this time I'm just gonna want to do it till my body says no, and it's okay if it's less than my numbers, because my point was to try to continue to grow. I just wanted to make sure I was doing something. And so from Tuesday till Friday, I worked out, and I was gonna take off today and tomorrow, and then Monday I'll start back on my workout regimen. And so that's the update on how diet wise I really didn't carnivore this week, but I'm feeling 100% better. I was still surprised that I lost weight. If anything, I thought I was going to stagnate and stay where I was at, but I guess even the working out, or maybe the fact that I pretty much fasted 2 days because I just didn't want to eat after that incident, maybe my body's like, all right, cool, we'll just rest and digest and use the stored energy in the weight. And so that's the little story about this second week update. Carnivore. We're barely on week 2. We're supposed to go through 14 weeks of this thing. Of course, I was supposed to go out to the field today, but then they let me know last night that because they have to wait for the welder to finish something, they asked if I can go out instead tomorrow. So that's why I'm jumping on and doing the live today rather than Sunday, because tomorrow I'll be out in the field working and with this crew. And so I wanted to go and jump on and share my update with you guys today. So we got about 7-8 more minutes. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about? Hi man, hello back to you. And Skulls Edits, hi, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Hey Rockstar Network, the live update, my week 2 update of the 90-day carnivore challenge. And me just talking about what I've been doing. Last time I was talking about how I've been focused on mindfulness. This week I want to talk to you about GPT. So I decided to start paying for the service, Chat GPT, and here's the reason. And I call Chat Cha-Cha. I don't know why. I've called it. I've been able to do a lot more research on Cha-Cha as opposed to Google. I really don't even Google anything anymore. I either ask Chat GPT or I ask Perplexity, and I call Perplexity Percy. But what I liked about the paid feature is the live, where you can have a conversation, and usually on my drives I have some great thoughts and break them down, and I love the intuitiveness of the questions that ask and gets me thinking, and then I will say an idea and it would summarize and bring out the highlights and such. So it's been really cool having that conversation, because in a way it is a part of meditation, and I'm talking about meditation scripturally. And oh man, Chatty and I, we had some really great conversations when it comes to breaking down theological thoughts and ideas and just crazy things that I get from reading scripture. For example, I was talking with, you know what, let me pull it up, because this was actually really interesting. So because I had a thought about the Apostle Paul, the guy who wrote the majority of the New Testament. Did you know humans aren't? All right. Daniel Broccoli says, did you know humans aren't true omnivores? We're much closer to herbivores. And you know, I honestly, there is truth to that. Biblically speaking, when the Garden of Eden was created, all plants, all fruits were deemed good and nourishment to the creation. And God told Adam and Eve, hey, from all these trees and all these plants, feast, enjoy. And it wasn't until after the fall that then death came and the slaughter of animals. And then of course, but because God doesn't want to be wasteful, in my opinion, That's why now we were allowed to eat the flesh of certain animals, but even then there were certain rules and regulations to keep a healthier mindset. Now I'm not saying that was it. I'm not a believer of how they're saying 2 years ago the primordial ancestors was only meat, and maybe every now and then would get fruits and vegetables. I do believe that we had this, but because of the downfall is now, if to not be wasteful, that was now allowed in the diet. Of course, others will argue that now, thanks to the new covenant, that pretty much you can eat anything, because it was, Jesus did say it's not what goes in that contaminates the body, but what comes out of the mouth, because what is it? Out of the mouth the heart speaks, and the words that you say will contaminate you. And by contamination, I don't mean like toxins. I mean but I'm not gonna get into that right now. But thank you for your thoughts. Do you believe we need to eat animal meats? Do I believe we need to? Well, I enjoy it, and I, as a good steward, because in the beginning it does talk about how we are meant to have dominion over creation, have dominion. We were given that office of making sure everything's under control. So animals that are overpopulated, that need to be limited. I'm probably going to some technical thing that I'm not. I'm just talking out of my ideas, to not be wasteful. Just, if we are going to control the numbers, then something needs to be done with that meat. And some of us who enjoy the meat can be used. And I do realize the benefits of the carnivore way. I don't want to be all carnivore my whole life. I still enjoy certain vegetables and certain nuts and legumes and such. I'm just trying to stay away from sugars and carbs. So I'll probably be more keto in the end of it all. But I do have a respect, and actually I'm very thankful and very grateful whenever I do partake of meat. I'm always thanking the Creator for this life that was given and was nourishment. And it might sound sick. I don't believe the animals have a soul per se. As much as I love my little fur baby, I don't believe that they have souls. And I'm doing a live right now, so I can't talk to anyone. But anyway. Sorry, y'all. That really threw me off. Okay, but do we have minion stewardship, but slaughterhouses surely abuse animals, and we shouldn't finance? So I'm going to share this with you, Daniel. We do have dominion and stewardship, but slaughterhouses surely abuse animals, and we shouldn't finance that if we don't need to. Understood. What's up, false frog? I don't know what that's about. Oh, sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the next one. Excuse my neurodivergent mind that goes off everywhere. Me personally, I like shopping local. I know our local butchers. Of course, I live in small town, Texas. Most people don't have this luxury of knowing their farmers or knowing their ranchers. I see how he takes care and of his creations, of his creatures and cows, and before he cuts it up and slaughters them, and he does it the most. And I don't know the whole, but I know the death part is quick, and then of course the slaughtering, the preparing and such, and making sure that everything is used properly, and for that stuff. As far as like the mass slaughterhouses, I get it. And again, I'm not the one to really speak on whether yes or no, because I've also been guilty of going to the big city Walmarts, the big city grocery store, and just buying whatever meat I can afford at the time, especially given to you're going through some rough patches financially, you can't afford it. And I just practice gratitude, man, on my part. It's already been done. I don't see the point. I saw someone post a video of a lady who was, I think like a Kentucky Fried Chicken or Chick-fil-A or something like that, and she was buying the meat, but she wasn't eating it. She was just throwing it away to make a point that no one should eat this because they're promoting the slaughter. In my mind, that was more of a waste because you're being disrespectful to that life. Oh no, no one's gonna eat it. I'm just gonna throw it away. It felt like it died in vain. It didn't serve a purpose. But I'm not gonna get into that. And you know, I'm sorry if I started any wrong things. And I want to say hello to Shaik. What's up, False Rock? Are you saying because I'm not doing music? I don't do music anymore. I mean, I still do music, just not professionally and that kind of stuff. It takes pleasure more valuable than in animal's life. I know it's a tough subject. I appreciate those in the conversation. No. I thank you. I did try not veganism. I'm not a big fan of that, but I did try being a vegetarian once, and I even been fruitarian once when I lived in Mexico, and I had access to all these kind of fruits. But I will tell you this, at the end of the day, my body suffered way more. I was not as productive. I was always sluggish. I'd get the high peaks of the sugar, but then I had like, my mouth started like getting finger sores or whatever from just all this it. And of course my sugar levels were up, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. This isn't good for me. And I actually wound up gaining weight, thinking I was gonna be so much healthier, and I wound up just gaining weight. And here's something interesting, my man. I had a hunger coming from me that I've never had before when I was a fruitarian. It's like my body was just trying to get it out of me, and I stunk. No matter how much I showered, shampoo and such. And switching over to carnivore, after the first few weeks, I still sweat, and there still is a regular musk, but it's I don't know how to say this, but people even said, you know what, you don't smell, you don't stink. There's a regular musk that's actually kind of, I don't want to say attractive, but it's normal. Like this is weird. And then like whenever I cheated and would throw in some broccoli, and well, to me broccoli's not really cheating, but I went to a Chinese restaurant, I had some beef and broccoli, and had some bourbon chicken, something like that, and maybe it was the sugar that they threw in with the food. Suddenly I started to stink again, like not as bad as when I was a fruitarian. Back in like, whoa, I haven't smelled that bad in a while. And I realized it was the sugar or something that my body's like trying to release. Because whenever I consume animal meat and only on, or my main things, the beef, bacon, beef, bacon, on those, my body feels cleaner. I don't waste as much. I don't use as much restroom. No, I'm not constipated. It's just my body actually uses most of the nutrients. So I just think that's been interesting, and I'm just doing it on my own. I'm not trying to change people. I'm not trying to tell people to convert. And I know there's arguments for both sides, and there's people who are very passionate, especially for those who have autoimmune diseases, and they need something that doesn't affect their bodies, that a lot of plant lives have affected them negatively. I don't have that, so I can flirt with the dark side, the sugars and the carbs, and not feel like a sudden pain. But I can't argue that I feel at my peak best when I'm more strictly in the ways. Of course, look at me. I still drink tea, unsweet tea. I still drink coffee without sugar. I'll put some cream. It's all about what I can do. And at the end of the day, I feel that if I'm at my best, then I can work towards a better future. I can work towards better supporting smaller, caring people for their animals and livestock. But as far as there gonna be slaughters and slaughterhouses and such like that, I'm sorry. I have no. I would like it to be more clean, at least, and not just a senseless killing. But again, I don't feel the desire to fight that battle, to go out there. And Don't call me whatever you want to, but again, I appreciate you being cool and not coming in throwing punches at me, because it doesn't. I see the positivity of those who want to go in that lifestyle, and I have a lot of, especially friends in India who are vegans, and back in Nashville, I dated a few vegans myself. And I used to go to their vegan restaurants all the time. They had a killer burger that I love the sweet potato casseroles they had. That was good stuff. But then again, at the end, when I need to focus on my health, it's, for me, what's work best is less sugar and more protein and fats, animal fats. But that's what's working for me. Hopefully, I don't work at all. And I appreciate your, what's this? Anju! What up, mija? You call me uncle, I'll call you mija. Oh, is that Juju? Looks like Koya, but don't know. Let's see now. Who we got here? Oh, what then says. Alright. True carnivores can produce their own vitamin C, but humans can't. They also have short intestines, while humans have long intestines. There's also the fact that we need fiber, which is only in plants. You know, I'm not too sure I'm convinced on the fiber. Because I remember that was the big argument when I first jumped into it. Like, where are you gonna get your fiber? How are you gonna go to the restroom? And I felt that it actually didn't. I felt better without fiber when I was just carnivore. Now, I believe you do need fiber if you're consuming carbohydrates, if you're consuming grains and wheats and rices and corn and all these other things. You do need the fiber to push that out, because that stuff will get stuck and stay in there, and that's what needs to be pushed out. And so even fibrous fruits, fruit, you're not meant to have all that sugar. It's got sugar in it, but it also has the fiber to kind of spread it out. So I get that, and here's just my unpopular opinion. You need fiber if you're gonna continue to consume a lot of these grains and carbohydrates and these sugars. Yes, you need fiber, because that's gonna help scrub that out of your system. But if you just the carnivore, your body doesn't have a use for it, because everything consumed, mostly everything consumed on carnivore is easily digestible and easily usable and reprocessed or in your body, and so there's little to no waste when you consume in a carnivore food. That has been my experience, at least. That has been my experience. But I thank you for that. All right, so please give a big shout out. Who we got here? Please give a big shout out to all the people who. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. Next I need to read them before I put it out there. Puff. But hey, Daniel, thank you. Thank you for being cool and for sharing your views, and much respect for you and your lifestyle. And if it's working for you, then by all means, keep going at it. Because at the end of the day, if you're feeling your best, if you're feeling healthy, then you can help your fellow brother or sister whenever they need your help. You are there for them. For me, I can be there for my family on the diet that I'm doing now, and that's why I'm tempted. And even then, I'm not perfect. I am far from it. It's another 90-day challenge, because I'm trying to get back into that mindset, simply because as a neurodivergent, that way of eating had been very helpful for me to be able to function, to be able to work, to be at my absolute peak best. And I like the way I feel. I love that I can move around and do so much under this way of eating. Sorry y'all, I got all caught up. Dalton, dude, what camera are you on right now? Actually, Dalton, it's the same little camera that I've been using for a while. It's the Sony ZV-1. Is that what it's called? I know they have a new one but anyway, it's made for vlogging and YouTubers. And I remember when me, when it comes to cameras and when it comes to video, because that we used to do video back in the day, Sony was my go-to. I love their lenses. I love the way that I could movie tell, or I could story tell with its movies. And of course, when it came to stills and cameras, I became a Fujifilm guy. But this little one, when I saw it as the perfect camera for the live stream. When other cameras stopped working right, we've gone through many cameras. Well, not so many, but heck, I even once turned my GoPro Black 8 into it. It worked well, but this has been a really good one. I love that it's got the features. Or did this focus on my? Should focus on my hand. Nah, I guess not. Sorry, but that's the camera I'm using right now, Dalton. The Sony ZV-1, I believe. And I bought a false battery that you plug in, and that helps keep continual power. Because that was my problem. My batteries were overheating or were just dying too soon. And I was trying to charge it while I was playing it, and it just camera to keep shutting down on me, overheating. You know, the whole overheating that Sony does. But with this one, with the false battery just plugged into a power source, it's going, and I can do long live streams. Heck, when I do my conference calls and my business Zoom calls, or just do my sessions, I actually been using this camera, and I've been on for hours. So it's a really good camera for live stream now, and I like it better than me. But yeah, any camera can work pretty well as long as you have good lighting, because you have some soft boxes on. And stuff like that. But thank you for a technical question. Hey, I saw the J join for a little bit. Miss you, buddy. All right, I'm gonna dip out. Thanks for chatting. Hey, Daniel, anytime. Let's see what Daniel says. I'm gonna dip out. Thanks for chatting. But real quick, carnivore diet increases risk of colon cancer because of fiber. So maybe a little more broccoli. Then I gotta go to my local Asian cuisine and get some more beef broccoli. Appreciate the concern, man. In my humble opinion, it's not just this way of eating that's helped me out. I've also implemented fasting. And I do believe that when you fast long time, after certain hours, your body goes into an autophagy state where you start to recycle recycle dead and weakened cells. And usually those cells are caught with time do not, because normally cancerous cells are cells that are abnormal but are ignored and eventually are multiplying. But if the body captures that and breaks it down, you get rid of the problem before it even starts. Again, I'm just oversimplifying that, because to me still cancer is a big study, field of study, and I have had different areas, different aspects, but I have seen testimony after testimony after testimony of people who have gone the carnivore way of eating that have not only reduced or their cancer as what's it called when it goes back, gone into remission, to almost disappear, because it is believed that it's the sugar that feeds those cancer cells, and when there is no sugar, the cancer starves, dies out, and then the body can get rid of it, break it down. But again, I'm oversimplifying. I'm not a scientist. Please do not take me as medical advice. This is not medical advice. I am not a professional doctor. I am a speaker. I am a faith leader. I am a guy trying to be an entrepreneur in business and helping leaders and training leaders and teaching people about money stuff. I'm just doing this on my own because I've been watching, I've been studying, I've been doing my own homework, and I like the results I'm seeing, and I want to focus on that and follow that and see what happens. I'm telling you my story, what I'm doing, and so that's what I got to say about that anymore. Anyway, this went way longer than 30 minutes, but it was cool. I enjoyed that Daniel jumped on. Lady, office of a show called Hey Rockstar, which we are now rebranding as the Hey Rockstar Network. Look at that. Look at that. I want to thank you for jumping on this Saturday. I'm just giving you my update on my second week on the carnivore. Epic fail diet wise, however, I still managed to get some results simply because of my workout and maybe because I fasted a few days out of this week. So I want to encourage you guys to do the homework. If you want to learn more about what's going on, stick with me for the end of my challenge. I'll be jumping on mostly on Sundays, but because I have to work next Sunday, I chose to jump on today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for just jumping in the conversations. Everyone who said hello on both Instagram, Facebook, and you know what? I never shared this on my Facebook. That's cool. That's cool. If you were here, you were here. If you're not, that's okay. You're still loved. So until next time, have a great week. All the way from Andrews, America, Rock5tar Emiliano saying much love and many blessings. Take my